Sled dog racing may not be a common sight in the area, but one man hopes to change all of that. The Swift Dog Sprint race made its debut near Kitscoty this morning, and Pontiacs was there to catch the action.
Good girl, let's go, Jeep. Good dog, let's go, guys.
Dashing through the snow, some four-legged friends thrilled the crowd who caught the first annual Swift Dog Sprint race. Organizer Dale Swan has been racing for 5 years, and it began with a simple love of the sport.
Love of the dogs and love of the winter time. That's about it. That's what got me into it.
Swan organized the event because he says there's nothing like this in the area.
And then a couple in Saskatchewan, and it's very dry for people going, say, from BC all the way to Meadow, like to Saskatchewan. So I figured put one in between. It'd be easier for people to come to or mushers to go to. It just gives them another option.
Swan and his team worked around the clock to set up the 6-mile race, and participants say it really paid off.
I think the future of this is great. They've got some great volunteers, and Dale's worked tirelessly to put the trail in. So, yeah, the dogs had a lot of fun.
Wanakai has been racing with her family for the last 18 years. To her, each one of the 34 dogs is like a member of the family.
People always ask us, do you have names for all your dogs? That's always one of the questions. And it's like, I probably know my dogs better than you know some of your kids, you know, because we spend a lot of time with our dogs. And yes, they all have names.
Competition was a bit thin this year. Less racers made the trip than originally expected because of one overlapping event in Saskatchewan.
The Meadow Lake race is actually the first week of February. So they jumped theirs ahead of the gun, and I didn't even know, but I had too much on the go and stuff to switch my dates, so kind of that's the reason why I landed on the same day.
But according to one racer, the trip was worth it.
Actually, I've never been up here, and I really love the area, and the people are super friendly, so we'll definitely be coming back.
While they didn't get the turnout that they wanted, according to one organizer we spoke to, he's excited for what it means for the future of dog racing in the area, and it will definitely happen again next year. Reporting near Kitscoty, Bart Pediasic, Newcap News.
An exciting day for a local author. Michelle Charles Gustafson celebrated the launch of her first book. Kyle Gallagher has the story.
You have an angel in your heart. That's always yours to keep.
Parents and children huddled around Michelle Charles Gustafson at the Root this afternoon as she read from her book, Angel in Your Heart. The book is a learning tool to help parents talk to their kids about developing confidence for life.
Something I always wanted my daughter to know, something that my parents gave me when I was young, and I just wanted to share that message with other parents and children.
Michelle says her daughter Brooke is the inspiration behind the pictures and words.
The illustrations were modeled after Brooke herself, so how she wears her hair, and just because it was a project that was really just supposed to be for her first, I really wanted her to see herself in the book.
Now, how do I slow her down?
As part of the launch, Michelle was signing books, and there were craft tables where kids had the opportunity to make angels of their own. Michelle says the idea is to have children recreate the little angel in each of them as a source of comfort.
I just want them to really start to connect with that, so they're using their creativity to create a craft that they really see as something that's part of them.
Stephanie Dobson was there to support her longtime friend and feels the message of the book is important to pass along to her own children.
She hadn't really found a really pertinent book for kids on this subject, and so that's why she wanted to write it, and that really inspired me to read it to my kids and to have them here today.
Gustafson has dedicated the book to her family, who she says always told her to chase her dreams.
Family and friends, that's what it's all about. People who are here to support you, to give you encouragement when you're doing something huge in your life.
Kyle Gallagher, Newcap News.
A Paradise Valley man now has a little extra in his pocket. Brian Adams recently won $100,000 on the extra lottery draw. And the saying, patience is a virtue, really comes into play here. Brian has been playing the same numbers for 25 years. His winning ticket was purchased in Lloydminster, and he says his first plans are to pay off bills. Emmett Murphy joins me on the desk with sports. And Emmett, I was at the Bobcats fundraiser ladies night last night, and it was pretty fun. And tonight they're playing again.
I know they're in for a tough test on the road, less than 24 hours after ladies night. They're taking on the North's best on the road. The Cats lost 3-1 at home the last time these two met. It was a game largely controlled by the orange and black, but Chase Martin allowed 3 goals on just 15 shots. The Saints are 26 points ahead of Lloydminster in the season standings. Puck drop is at 7:30. And the Bonnyville Pontiacs have won 3 of their last 4 games and try to keep their roll going against one of the league's worst, the Sherwood Park Crusaders. The Ponds hammered the Crew 6-2 in the middle of December. Puck drop is at 7 at Leduc Arena. The Lloydminster Bandits yet again had no answer for the league-leading Cold Lake Ice last night. They dropped their 4th straight game this year against the Ice, 5-2. The Bandits stay in second in the South, but are just 3 points up on Killam and Vermilion, having played 2 more games than each of them. And the Bandits will try to separate themselves from the Wheat Kings tonight at the Civic Center. Killam won the first 4 meetings of the season between the two before the Bandits finally won last match 6-5 on a late Brant Kolibaba goal. Puck drop is at 7:30. The Lloydminster Rohan Rage had their hands full last night against the league-leading Red Deer Chiefs. After falling behind early, the Rage led 3-1 1 minute into the third before giving up 2 late goals to tie the best in the AMMHL. Danton Brooks made 34 saves, including 15 in the third period alone for the Rage. 7 different players got on the score sheet for Lloydminster. Tonight, the Rage are up against a weaker foe, the Fort Saskatchewan Rangers. However, the Rangers won 3-2 the last time these two teams met 2 weeks ago. The Rage sit 5th in the North. The Rangers are 9th. The Lakeland Rustlers men's and women's basketball teams were at home last night, both taking on the Grand Prairie Wolves. The women needed a win to separate themselves from GP in the ACAC standings and move back into the top 5. The women trailed by 6 after 1 quarter, but came on in the second to lead by 1 at the half. Heading into the final frame, they led by just 2 before a string of 3 straight 3-balls put the game away for good. Amanda Carlton led with 14 points and 6 rebounds as the Rustlers won 68-59. The men were really in a must-win game, taking on the league's worst team. The green and gold led by just 1 at the half, and the margin stayed that way after 3 before the men finally put a game away late, outscoring the Wolves 29-21 in the fourth to win 97-88. Emmanuel Jones scored 21, Kadeem Willis had 15 rebounds, and Wesley Jones had 7 blocks.